All right, folks, we'll go ahead and get started here. Thank you for joining us for this phenomenal opportunity for you and your clients with SBLI. And we have Kindra with us today from SBLI. Kindra is the head of internal distribution over there at their group. And Kindra, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well. Very excited to be here with you all.
I'm super excited too. In fact, out of all the webinars that I've done over the course of 2024 so far, this is probably the one that I am most excited about. It's a brand new opportunity, a new partnership with us here at IAMS with a group that has been as solid as they come here in the industry, A-rated for a long time now. How many years have you guys been A-rated straight for now, Kindra?
45 years.
Off the top of your head?
Yeah, 45 years.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Can anybody else claim that?
I wouldn't want to say.
I don't. I don't know that they can. So I think in the history, of AM Best, that is the longest running streak. So very, very strong company, excellent opportunity with this product. We're excited to get into it. So we'll be talking about Market Crest that launches on Monday, and we're going to go over all the detail on this product. So thank you for joining us. Before we do that, I'm going to spend as little time as possible talking about the benefits of IAMS and why our producers love to do business with us, but we are going to hit on that very quickly. So I'll go ahead and breeze through that, and then we'll talk more about SBLI. Sorry, our presentation here is just, what in the world is going on here? I think I went too far. Yes, I did go too far. Some of these screens look alike. My apologies. I was going through the presentation before we got started, so I got to back up here. That's embarrassing. Okay, so one of the reasons that producers love to do business with us is what you get when you first start with us here at IAMS. So during your first 6 months contracted with us, we have a phenomenal program called our New Producer Builders Program. I just call it New Producer Bonus Program, that is designed to keep an agent who gets a fast start with us, designed to keep their sales funnel full throughout the rest of 2024 and beyond. And so the way it works is for every dollar of FIA business that you write, that is going to count as a dollar of production. For every life insurance sale that you make, that's usually going to count 10 to 1 in production. And you see these different thresholds that you can meet starting at $100,000. We do everything up to and including seminars, and we're really flexible with this. If there's something that has been effective for you that you don't see listed here, we will absolutely invest in your practice to keep you in front of clients. But we just want to give you as many darts to throw at the board as possible and keep those producers who are writing, keep their sales funnel full, like I said. So I've only been at IAMS. I've got a lot of experience in the industry, but I've only been at IAMS for about a year. And so because of that, I've recruited quite a few people in my first year. That's been a primary focus of mine. And I had several people hit that $1 million level. And so for a couple of them, we're putting on seminars. For a couple of them, we're doing face-to-face appointment setting programs. Some of them are working in the federal space, and we're paying for that. We gave them the training and are getting them in front of clients. A lot we can do for you with this New Producer Builders program. So we encourage you to get a fast start with us here, and we definitely want to continue to invest in those people that do, in fact, achieve that. Just like you guys, the best new client that we can get is almost always going to be a referral. And so you're our clients. When we do a good job with you and you feel like there's somebody else that can take advantage of our service here at IAMS, we definitely want to pay you for that. So we'll give you $50 if you refer somebody that gets contracted with us, but that's not really where the real money kicks in. The real money kicks in when they start writing. If they write a case, we'll pay you an override. So as an example, if they write a $100,000 annuity case, we're going to pay you $200, and that continues indefinitely in their time and your time contracted with us here at IAMS. So I'm going to highlight 3 things throughout this presentation that I think we do really well. And I've worked at a couple of different IMOs in the country. I worked at the largest in the country. I also worked at an IMO where I kind of know everybody in the industry because I worked there, because everybody branched off and started their own groups. I was a little bit younger than them, so I missed out on that opportunity. But I know a lot of people. I've seen what's out there. I've had conversations and actually been recruited by a lot of different groups to work with them. And so I've got exposure to what everybody does. 3 things we do really well. Number 1, back office support. So when you call into IAMS, and you won't find this anywhere else in the industry that I'm aware of, you are always going to get a live person. You want to leave me a voicemail? You can't. Because 38 years ago, when Charles Hiring founded IAMS, he founded it on a foundation of service, and everybody will tell you that. But we absolutely embody that. If you call in here, you're going to get somebody who will help you out right then, or they will get you to somebody who can. We will not send you to a voicemail. The worst that we would possibly do is say, hey, they're not available right now. Let me take your name and number, and I'll have them get back to you as soon as possible. But we've got a team of people who are devoted to helping you out as soon as possible. And when you submit business, we have excellent people on both the annuity and the life side who will follow your business from submission to commission. So we've got Michelle and her team on the life side, and we've got Mackenzie and her team on the annuity side. They have people underneath them that are intimately knowledgeable with each of the carriers that we work with. For the larger carriers like your Athenes, your North Americans, we have several people devoted to those carriers. They understand their processes and try to take as much off the plate of our producers so you stay in front of clients instead of focusing on back office stuff. So that's a big part of what we do. We're going to talk a little bit more about that today with SBLI because we have kind of a unique relationship with them also. Our website is full of resources. I'm not going to go too into depth here, but if you're an annuity sales director like me, Matt Sabala, or your life sales director has not taken you through our website to show you the resources that are available there, tap us on the shoulder, say, hey, I want that, because there's a lot of good stuff here. Our comparison tools, our sales resource library, all sorts of different resources that will help you in your practice with marketing, canned material that we can just customize and put your company's logo and colors on. We can help you in a number of different ways, and those resources are readily available for you on our website, including electronic submission, which, by the way, if you're not doing that, you are wasting time, to be quite honest. It's not hard. If you are not currently using Firelight or iPipeline for your life insurance and annuity business, it'll save you time. The first time you do it will probably even take you less time than a typical paper app would, but it's going to cut down on mistakes. It'll make it easier for us to scrub your business before it goes to the carrier, and it will make the carrier have a much easier time in processing your business as well. So typical processing time of an electronic submission is 2 to 3 days faster. Plus, some carriers will incentivize you to write electronically or de-incentivize you from writing paper. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about that today with SBLI, but electronic is the way to go. If you need help doing that, we'll walk you through it and make sure you're comfortable. It is easier for your clients too to do electronic. I don't care if they're 86 or 36. They have less to look over, and a signature is easier electronically for most everybody. I mean, there are a couple exceptions always. Just a couple of clicks away on our website, our electronic submission, you can find a lot of information about the carriers we work with there, but everybody that you're seeing there and more participate in that program. Second thing I think we do really well, remember I told you there were 3 things, is creative marketing. We do everything from stationery, business cards, logos, things like that, all the way up to, websites, getting you on TV. If you want to be on Fox News, we can get you there. We do radio, we do everything. So we can meet you where you're at. And it starts with goals. If you haven't identified your goals for 2024, well, you're running out of time. But let's identify your goals for the back half of 2024. And then let's take a look at 2025 and what your goals are there and how we can help you achieve those, not only from a production standpoint, but also from an operational standpoint. What would you like to implement in your practice? And then what we do is we back in to a marketing strategy to help you achieve those goals. Are you going to need additional branding? Do you need creative marketing solutions to help you get in front of clients? Well, based on your goals, we're going to know what it takes to get you there. And we'll talk with you about what you're comfortable with, what you're uncomfortable with, what you've tried, what you haven't, what are some things you can bite off one piece at a time over a 90-day period, 6-month period, 1-year period, 3-year period. We'll map it out. So you have a customized marketing strategy to achieve and exceed your goals. Really, really important part to successful business strategy, I think, is this step. So if you haven't had your custom marketing analysis, or you'd like to refresh that, get with your annuity sales director like me, Matt Sabala, or your life sales director, and we will sit down with you and go through that process and provide that to you. Back in 2016, 2018, IAMS Wealth Management was formed. There's a lot going on with the DOL right now. There was then too. People were concerned they would have to have their securities license to continue to work in insurance. It didn't turn out at that time, although it looked like it was going to be that way. It didn't turn out at that time that you did have to go out and get your securities license, but we still wanted a resource for our advisors to leverage a fiduciary in the case that they would need one. And so we formed IAMS Wealth Management. That was one of the primary components of that, being able to help our advisors on a call when they needed it. We still have that as a resource. If you don't have your 65, or you can't act as a fiduciary and you don't have a relationship that you can turn to when you have a client who's looking for somebody that has that securities license and can have those conversations about leaving money in a growth bucket, well, you may be losing clients. You may not have the credibility you need. So do one of two things. In my opinion, you either need to get your license or you need to have a partnership with somebody who has it to keep those clients from going to another agent. IAMS Wealth Management will do that for you. They will join you on a call and provide that as a resource to you. They will also help you get your 65 if you ever decide to do that. And anybody that you had flipped over to them to keep those clients close, like I said, they will flip back to you so you can earn a fee on any managed money over there. But what we have found is that people who just sell annuities and life insurance triple their production with a securities license, because you're able to you're going to find more people to talk to with that added credibility, but you are also able to close the larger cases more easily. A $100,000, $200,000 annuity policy typically isn't a big deal with most people, but when you start talking about 800,000, $1 million, $1.5 million, if you don't have your securities license, you can bet that almost everybody is going to talk to somebody who does have that. And it adds to your credibility having that piece, or having somebody back you up who has that piece. So please, 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 in the case that you've got a big opportunity, partner with us over at IAMS Wealth Management. We will help you keep that client close and close that sale. Also, I should mention, it's a whole different conversation, but we are on top of the DOL stuff. There's a lot of changes coming down the pike. On September 23rd, we've got resources for you to stay in compliance. Let us know if you need that. I would be happy to get that to you. We are one of the primary FMOs in that conversation, trying to get that legislation thrown out, or at least keeping our agents in compliance with the changes that are coming down. We've got all the fact finders and everything you need there. The third thing I think we do really, really well is training. So we just had our Life and Annuity Academy, the first one of the year, a couple of weeks ago. We had an excellent turnout for that. High-level training, best practices, sales concepts, marketing concepts for producers like you, trained by producers at the very top of the industry. So we work with some big dogs here at IAMS, some guys who really know, and gals who really, really understand the business. And just, one of the things that incentivizes them now is giving back. They really like to spread that knowledge and how they've become successful with other people who are looking to get to the next level. That's exactly what we do at these academies. So we would love to have you guys out to our next academy, which, by the way, is coming up. It is going to be July 24th through the 26th. That's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we would love to get you guys qualified and out to our next academy. Please participate in this poll. if you would like to attend our next academy, it's all inclusive. We will fly you out. We'll put you up in a nice hotel. We'll spend a couple of days with you. And the people who come back from this always have good ideas, sales concepts to implement in their practice. And almost unequivocally, the people that I've seen go out to these academies have come back to their practice and seen an increase in production. All right. So that's it for my part of selling IAMS. I'd really like to get into SBLI now and Market Crest, and super excited to discuss this opportunity with you and Kindra from over at SBLI. But first, I'd like to have her discuss a little bit about the company. So Kindra, if you wouldn't mind, can you give us a background on SBLI and why you're excited about this opportunity?
Absolutely. Thank you again, Matt. Just wanted to say again, like I started out, we are very excited to launch our new product with you. We do enjoy a really solid relationship with IAMS, and we're happy to be joining the webinar and roll this out with you today. So I'm going to start by some of the very basics, just so that you have a good understanding of who SBLI is. So what does SBLI stand for? Our name is the Savings Bank Mutual Life Insurance Company. It's important to point out also that if you ever do any research on us online, you want to make sure that you're looking at any information that's actually related to us, the Savings Bank Mutual Life Insurance Company of Mass. There is a company called SBLI of USA Life Insurance Company there in New York, and we don't have any affiliation with them. So it's a good solid foundation to start with that. So if we talk about us as a company and our history at a real high level, we were founded in 1907. We are financially strong, and we're a company that's been there for our customers and our partners for over 117 years now. We're a company you can count on. We've been here since 1907, and we aren't going anywhere. We're here today. We're going to definitely be here tomorrow for our customers, and we're going to be there for our customers when they need us the most. We are a U.S. owned and operated mutual company, and we're located right outside of Boston, Mass. Our core founding vision was, and continues to be, to make high-end life insurance, but to make it so it's accessible, make sure it's affordable, but most of all, to make it reliable for all those that need it, and to make sure that we're a solution that's going to be there for them when they need it the most. So we're passionate about ensuring lives and protecting families and providing products and services that meet both you and our clients' needs. We've continued to evolve and change since where we started in 1907, but we've never forgotten where we've come from, and we've stayed true to our core values. And that's proven by the product that we're here to talk to you about today, which is called Market Crest. That's our new multi-year guarantee index annuity that Matt's going to go to in some detail in a little bit. So what you need to know from the start is that this is a proprietary product. It's one that's not open for broad distribution, that was designed for you in mind, and only available with those that are tied to the IAMS relationship. So we're a company that has a financial strength that you can depend on. We're A-rated with AM Best, and what's even more valuable to know is that we've been consistently A-rated or better for over 45 years. We have a strong and solid financial foundation that you can count on us to continue to be there for the clients when they need us the most. And I'll hand it back over to Matt, who's going to walk through our new products, kind of how it works, and some key insights that I'm sure you'll want to know.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that background. We have had, going on several months now, many people from SBLI involved in building this product. Every week we're spending hours and hours trying to build the best possible product for our producers and something that's different than anything else that's available in the industry, and with one of the strongest carriers in the industry. When you see the amount of assets on this slide, and you realize that that's thousands of assets in millions, you realize very quickly that SBLI, among our annuity producers, may be a newer name, but among our life producers and just in the industry in general, is as strong as they come. There are only a couple of carriers that have that type of assets backing them up. And so we're very, very excited at the opportunity. We've worked with some very sharp people like Kindra and some other folks over there at SBLI who have a long track record of success and strength in the industry, help build this product, and we believe that this is the first step into a successful relationship into the annuity space with SBLI. So, Kindra, thank you for that. Excited to get going with this. All right, so market crest. It's a MyGIA. You guys may know the term. We've worked with a couple products that are somewhat similar to this product. The basic idea is you've got a floor for your clients that they can never go below. So we used to preach zero is the hero with FIAs, and in a very low interest rate environment like we saw, 5-6 years ago, that was the case. But right now, 3 is your hero, 3.5 is your hero, 4 is your hero. Your clients are never going to get less than that, depending on the duration of this product. And so you get that, plus you get the upside of the S&P. Very simple index to understand. Everybody's familiar with it. The 5-year is the one I'm going to use for most examples here. But you get your client either 4% in the worst case scenario over 5 years, compounding interest, or they get 60% of the performance of the S&P. And so it's based on a high water mark. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. So how does it work? Let's take the example of $100,000. You put it in 5 years, no RMDs are taken in this scenario, although, by the way, you do have free withdrawals in this contract, and it is RMD friendly, so I want to get that out of the way. 5% free withdrawals, just so you know. But let's say you put in 4%, the initial price of the S&P is $4,000, and it ends in the 5th year at $5,000. Well, in any other product in the industry, that's a 1,000-point gain, and your increase to your client, your bonus, let's say, over the floor would be based on that. Well, not with SBLI. You're going to take the high watermark over that 5-year period, and it would be unfortunate, in some other products, that if your client was in a product like this, and throughout the 5-year period, they were doing really well, and then towards the end of the contract, there was a down year in the S&P. Well, in this case, you lock in the highest performance throughout that 5-year snapshot. So in the 4th year, it was 73.25. In this strategy, this is actually an error. I apologize. The index participation rate is 60% on this. So you would get 60% of the performance of the S&P 500 divided over those 5 years. I'm going to move on to the next slide because it actually shows it better. You would lock in 60% of that performance on the S&P as a bonus over the 4%, and we're going to demonstrate that to you here. So let's just say in a scenario where you received a 7.2 annualized return in the S&P 500, your client would receive that as a bonus over the 4%. So you can get very easily, actually, it only takes a 12% rate of return in the S&P 500 to get you that 7.2%, but your client would be guaranteed the 4, and you would get much more upside than a typical MYGA would provide you. In fact, there's an interesting slide later on here that I want to point out that demonstrates how this is going to outperform almost any MYGA. If you don't have 5 good years in the S&P, or even a couple of good years where you can hit a high watermark, in the worst case scenario, you're going to get 4%. At the back testing we've done on the S&P, and it's not, these are based on real numbers, so we're not having to create an index and then go back and back test. This happens very, very infrequently, that you are not able to outperform that 4%, and we will demonstrate that to you here. So looking back, historical performance, this is kind of what I'm talking about here. In the last 10 years were 10 good years. So let's not just take that as the only snapshot that we're going to look at. We're not cherry picking numbers here. But in the last 10 years, if you had purchased a 3-year contract at any point, you would have gotten a bonus 100% of the time. So you would have outperformed the fixed rate 100% of the time on the 3-year. A 5-year, 99% of the time, and the 7-year, 97.8% of the time. So almost unequivocally, this is going to be a better option than a typical MIGA at 4% now. A 3 to 4% MIGA, I know rates are a little bit better than that, but we'll show you, if you look right down here at the annualized total return, your clients would have been getting 7.9 in the 3 years, 7.7 and 8.6 with this product if they had purchased it 10 years ago. You look at the last 20 years, pretty similar story, not quite as good a numbers there, but still very, very solid, over 60% of the time in the 5 and the 7-year, and in the 3-year, they would have gotten it 81% of the time. The last 30 years, a little better story than the last 20. So you can see the numbers there. I mean, it averages out to where your client is getting, on average, 6 to 8% on this product instead of what they would get in a traditional MIGA, which right now the best rate you can possibly get out there is about 6%, and that's with no liquidity whatsoever and with a B-rated carrier, and there's really only one option there. With this product, with an A-rated carrier with liquidity, with a floor that you can still guarantee for your client, this is a phenomenal opportunity. We're really, really excited about this, and we think it is something unlike anything else in the industry. So we've already seen a lot of traction on the email that went out for this webinar. People were calling in to get contracted when they learned more about it. We do have that open right now to where you can go ahead and get contracted, but this officially launches on Monday. All right, so who does this fit for? Somebody looking for a guaranteed rate. If you're already contracted with us, you may have seen our CD replacement kit. This goes great with that. We've got sales pieces in there that you can send an email out to a client that maybe has a CD or is thinking about a CD. This is a great alternative to that. We've got flexible guarantee options, 3, 5, and 7-year. A fantastic backing by a strong company in SBLI. And it's very simple. It's easy to explain to your client. If the S&P is up, 30% over the 5-year period, well, your client gets to capture 60% of that gain. They won't get 100% of it, but they've got principal protection, and they've got a guarantee to follow back on. So really simple product, really great story here. A producer in Kansas City, one of our best producers, actually told me, he said, people look at this as a MIGA alternative. He said, I also see it in some cases as an FIA alternative. He said, there are some people, out there that have been burned over the last 10 years because of the volatility we saw because of COVID and rising interest rates. A lot of those volatility controlled indexes have bond components to them. Whole different conversation there, guys, but some of you get it. This can actually be a great FIA alternative. Well, what if we can still guarantee you 4% and you've got tons of upside there? Now you don't have to worry about performance of an FIA because this is going to guarantee you that, and you're still going to have an upside option there. And I don't know of another FIA out there. Some of them have like a minimum guaranteed interest rate of like 2.5%, but nothing is this strong. So could be an FIA alternative too. You can have that conversation a number of different ways with your client depending on their needs. So key highlights. You see here, we've talked about most of these. It's going to issue twice a month. It issues up to age 90 on non-qualified money, which I think is a big deal. Up to 85 unqualified, 10,000 minimum on qualified, 25 on non-qual, and without approval, we can do up to $1 million. I see some big cases potentially on this. I'm already talking with one producer about something over $1 million. So good opportunity there, especially for somebody looking for a guarantee as they approach retirement. That 4% rule, that's a good product to potentially use that with a client looking for systematic withdrawals. Like you see here, withdrawal options, you can take up to 5% of the contract without a surrender charge. You can also take RMDs. Anything outside of that, you will lose some benefits of the contract. It does have your typical terminal illness and nursing home riders, and you see the surrender schedule down below. It's going to start at 9, decrease every year until the end of the contract by 1%, and then you are at 0 after the end of the contract. There's a typical 30-day window on this, just like you see with most MIGAs. This is technically on a MIGA chassis, which is important if you're a registered rep. Your broker-dealer may approve this product, and if you are interested in that, we will definitely get on that for you. Starting out, we're approved. This says 40. We've actually added 3 since then. So we will be announcing those before launch, but we are in 43 states. This map looks like it got a little, it's a little warped. I don't know what happened to Kansas. I'm in Kansas there. It looks like my state got a little screwed up. But anyway, we have some state variations in Florida and New Hampshire, but it's not a major change to the product. We expect this to be approved everywhere but New York in eventuality, and got a great start at launch to having this approved in most states. We do the illustrations down kind of in the bottom right there are going to be really simple, easy for your clients to understand. Show best 10-year, worst 10-year period. Very simple numbers on there. We are going to have the illustration will be consumer facing, very easy for them to understand and help you in the sale. We have all the supporting marketing components that you're going to need already created and ready to go, already compliance approved, and so we will be getting those out to anybody who's interested in working on Market Crest by Monday. And so we've already got all that put together. I was really hoping we would have it ready for this presentation, but we don't yet. That piece that talked about here, let me just go back to it. We are trying to get this piece approved through compliance too. I think this tells a story for your clients. So this is one more marketing piece that we will be adding hopefully here very shortly, and we'll make it a little nicer looking, but an important component is just showing historical performance and the percentage of the time that they would have gotten a bonus. We do talk about that a little bit in the marketing materials, but something that just charts it out like that one did is something that we're looking at adding here. But otherwise, we talk about what it looks like if you're just looking for a bonus on top of the 4%, how you would get that, and it makes it very, very easy for the client to understand. Also talking about the financial stability of SBLI and just some highlights on the product itself. We've already got all of that on a landing page that you can go out and get this material for yourself, or we can send it to you on email. So we have a nice landing page that is producer friendly to where you don't even need a login to access it. So next steps, we are 100% devoted to making this a successful launch. So me personally, Matt Sabala here at IAMS, I am spending time ensuring that I have open availability to help new agents get started with this product. So you can always email me, matts@iamsinc.com, and I will be happy to schedule a time to get you contracted and get you started with this. You can also just email our annuity team or give us a call at our main call-in number, 800-255-5055, and we'll give you a hand with that. Product training, the code is right there. You can see it. We can also send that to you. You know, when you say you're interested in contracting, we'll get you all that information. And it's a very, very simple process, guys. You're familiar with how to get all this stuff done with any other carrier. It's really no different here. But I am kind of spearheading that effort. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me and I will give you a hand getting started. we've got some disclosures. I'm going to leave this up on the screen. SBLI, man, they're nothing if not thorough. So we have some disclosures for the launch of this product. So if you have any questions about anything as far as this related, please let me know. We'll have, of course, this video uploaded on our YouTube channel. And it wouldn't be a presentation if I didn't ask you to follow us, like, and subscribe on Facebook and LinkedIn. If you don't have this capability for your clients in your practice, it's an important component. You know, some people have told me, some producers have told me, I don't really care about social media. It doesn't do anything for me. I've never gotten leads off of it. Well, not that you know about, but there are definitely people who will check you out and make sure that you're credible, especially if you're meeting digitally with people. But even face to face, they're going to look you up and see what you're about. If you don't have your social media optimized for your clients, let us know. It's a one way that people don't get from a first to a second appointment is by not having that piece present in their practice. So let me know if you'd like that. We can optimize your social media for you very easily. So with that, I wanted to check to see if we had any questions, and I was going to go over those. It doesn't look like we have many, but let me see what we've got here. If no withdrawals 1, 2, and 3, Joe asks, can you take 20% in year 4? No. This product, with as well as it's priced, with the different options that are available on the 3, 5, and 7-year chassis, there is not room for excess withdrawals like that, Joe. I'm sorry, that is not an option on this product. No other questions. So just one more pull here real quick, and then we will get out of here, folks. Kindra, did you have any other input you'd like to provide, or do you think we covered it pretty well?
Oh, I think you did a great job. I just want to again say thank you, and we look forward to growing together.
Awesome. Well, if you would like contracting with SBLI, like I said, very simple process. Just let me know. I'll get that over to you today. So you will be good to go. This is going to be just in time in many states. There are only a couple that are exempt from that. So we're looking forward to working with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this webinar. 100% of people said that they would like to be contracted. So great start to this, guys. Looking forward to the partnership with you, Kindra, and your team, and looking forward with looking forward to the partnership with you, our producers, as well. Thank you for joining us. We will see you on the next webinar. Take care.